Purdue, and welcome to our Read Aloud time. So today we are reading a story called The Three Little Pigs. So before we get to the story, I want to tell you and show you some of the stuff that you are going to hear about in the story. So this is one of the things you're going to hear about. It is called hay. So this is like dried grass, and sometimes it's used for animals' beds. So this is dried grass, and it is called hay. The next thing that you are going to see are these, which are sticks. So these are sticks, and they come from trees. So branches on trees, if they break off, that's where we get sticks from. Now, the last thing that you guys are going to see or hear about in our story are things that look like this. They are called bricks. So bricks are made from clay, and so when the clay dries, the bricks become very, very hard. And so we can use bricks to make buildings, we can make walls, we can do all kinds of things with them. And so you'll see our school building is part of it is made from bricks. All right, so now we are going to go into our story. And so I want you to listen carefully to the plot. So we heard the word plot yesterday. The word plot means that it is a story. The plot is the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. So we have to figure out what happens in the beginning, what happens in the middle, and what happens at the end. So let's get to our story. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who lived with their mother. One day, the mother pig said to the 3 little pigs, "You are all grown up now. It's time for you to go out into the world and live your own life." So the 3 little pigs gave their mother a big hug and kiss and set out to find their own place to live. They walked down the road and soon saw a man with a wagon full of straw. "Why, I could build a house of straw in no time," thought the first little pig. So the first little pig said to the man, "Please, sir, may I have some straw so that I may build a house?" The kind man gave him the straw, and the first little pig quickly built his house. He finished so quickly that he lay down happily, in the shade to take a long nap for the rest of the day. The other 2 pigs continued on their way. It wasn't long before they passed a man with a cart full of sticks. I could build a house of sticks," thought the second pig. "It will take a little more time than my brother's house of straw, but it will be a fine house." So the second little pig said to the man, "Please, sir, may I have some sticks?" And the second little pig set about building his house. He finished the house in a little while, and then he too laid down contentedly in the shade to take a nap. The third little pig continued on his way. In a little while, he passed a man with a wheelbarrow full of bricks. "Aha! I could build a house of bricks," thought the third pig. "It's true that it'll take more work than the houses my brothers made, but it'll be well worth it." So he said to the man, "Please, sir, may I have some bricks so that I may build a house?" The man gave him the bricks, and the third little pig set about building his house. He worked and worked in the hot afternoon sun, taking care to lay each brick just so. At about this time, a big bad wolf came trotting down the lane. He saw the first little pig napping in the shade of his straw house. "Yum, yum," he thought. "That pig would make a tasty bite to eat," thought the big bad wolf. But the little pig saw him coming and ran inside his house of straw, slamming the door shut behind him. The little pig breathed a sigh of relief because he remembered that his mother had always said wolves were not to be trusted. Now the big bad wolf knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in." "Not by the hairs of my chinny chin," answered the first little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." And he huffed and he puffed, and he blew the house down. As the straw blew everywhere, the first little pig ran away. Rubbing his stomach and now feeling even hungrier, the big bad wolf strolled further down the lane and soon came upon the second little pig napping in the shade of his stick house. The little pig saw him coming and ran inside his house of sticks. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," answered the second pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the big bad wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew down the house of sticks. The little pig ran away just in the nick of time. Now the wolf's stomach growled loudly. He was so hungry. Soon the wolf came upon the third little pig, who had just finished building his brick house. The little pig looked up. There were two of his brother pigs running towards him, and right behind them was the big bad wolf. All three pigs hurried into the house of bricks and locked the door behind them. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," answered the third little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the big bad wolf. Well, the wolf huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, and then he huffed and he puffed and he puffed some more. But he could not blow down the house of bricks. "You can't get me. My house is too strong," shouted the third little pig from inside his house. "Ha," said the wolf. "I'm stronger and I'm smarter than you. I'm on my way up the roof and I'll come down the chimney to get you." Now the third pig was no fool. He had already guessed that the wolf might try to come down the chimney, so he was already a blazing fire in that fireplace and a big kettle of boiling water over the fire. Thinking that he was as clever as he could be, the big bad wolf jumped down the chimney. Splash! Ouch! The big bad wolf jumped right out of the boiling hot water and ran away, never to be seen again. The three little pigs lived happily ever after. So that was our story of the three little pigs. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You had fun listening to it, and I will see you guys next time.